Yeah, I think so too. Have you ever seen the Breach deck actually cast Eldrazi with like selling Microspawn? It's playing full Microspawn.
It is
Probably
it
not.
is certainly possible. I haven't really seen it myself, but I mean
UK
Ulamog
commands, I
is
guess.
certainly more castable.
Yeah.
All right, and here
Here we
we go.
go.
Welcome to round number 2, week 8, match 2. Martin Juza on the top of your screen, Seth Manfield on the bottom. Players are looks like we're doing resolving mulligans right now, and I believe Martin has already taken a mulligan, and Seth is looking at a reasonable hand. Nothing explosive, like no Phyrexian Tower, Grief, Necro, but discard spell, Grief, Bowmaster seems pretty fine, and Martin's 6 looks pretty good too.
Yeah, no Labyrinth, but it seems solid. The stirrings can find a Labyrinth or a ring or whatever you need, so.
Yeah, ideally, Martin would probably want to go Stirrings for a Soul Land. Maybe that sets up a turn 3 Myco spawn. As far as All Is Dust, that's a card that is extremely good, and I'm sure you playing Energy are probably well aware of this. Extremely good against these sort of go wide strategies, but against the
Yeah.
mono black deck, it seems like just a very expensive way to kill a Shield Red.
Yeah. I mean, it does it Necro as well, but it could, yeah, could be decent as well. Not as powerful as against Energy, of course, or anything like that, but
Looks like
I
a
think
March of Retro. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say that All Dust is a great target for the Labyrinth, though. If you find the
Yes.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, exactly. Did find an Eldrazi Temple. Now, Temple is able to cast the Myco spawn, but cannot get a discount on the Through the Breach. So, but that being said, the current setup Martin has, Temple, Forest, Karpluzin. That's 3 mana towards the Breach. That Myco spawn can go find a Labyrinth. The Labyrinth can pitch the All Dust. That would give you 5 mana. But with this grief, you can imagine maybe Seth is interested in. I would guess you probably just take the Myco spawn, given that even if Martin draws a large creature for through the breach, he's kind of still pretty far away from it.
Interesting. I think I'll take the Through the Breach personally, but just because that's the card that kills me, I think. But, we'll see. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I kind of like that. It just like I said, it's Martin is far enough away from the breach. Like basically, Martin needs 2 lands and a large creature, and maybe Seth feels like he has enough time to sort of you know get something into play before that happens as a one ring drawn off the top from Martin.
That's really good.
Given the fact that I was gonna say given the fact that Seth has Bowmaster and Shieldred, not as good as it could be, but still probably one of Martin's better draws. Was just gonna
Ooh,
say, will
that
we
was
see a
good. That was
labyrinth off the
good. Yeah,
top?
that was
Now
that
it's
was a
pretty
good
good.
draw. Now it's even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now this could cause enough damage where it might like Shieldred might be too late essentially.
Right, because now you're even threatening a through the breach next turn. And you get what 4 looks at it with 3 from the ring, 1 from the draw step, 4 looks to find any large creature. And the funny thing about this is, even if Seth were to say draw a grief, that protection trigger means grief cannot take the through the breach this turn.
Yep.
Really big swing here for Martin. That one ring in the labyrinth, kind of the perfect
Yeah, I
sequence.
was as a Thoughtseizes player, you're like, yeah, okay.
I mean, that's how it usually goes, right? You
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Thoughtseize might as well read, take a card from your opponent's hand, conjure a copy of it to the top of their deck if you're
Yeah,
a
or a better card on
alchemy
top.
gamer.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. They should make like an unhinged or unglued alchemy set, and that should be one of the designs.
Take card, but yeah, have them in picture shooter as well.
Yeah.
There's Necro.
Yeah, Necro's pretty good here for Seth. The funny thing is, this is normally a spot where you would kind of go fairly deep and then try to find Soul Spike, but the One Ring Protection really messes that up, where you can't actually Soul Spike Martin this turn. So you kind of have to do maybe a smaller Necro this turn and then set up for a bigger one next turn.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal. I would just go to 7, I think. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's an extra card here from the One Ring, and as we mentioned, Martin really looking to try and find any large creature. Ulamog would suffice because that All Is Dust
Hmm.
is exiled under the Labyrinth, so that would be certainly more than enough. Okay, not exactly the combo piece we're
No.
looking for.
Yeah, I think you have to go for it this turn, right? Because of Necro.
Presumably, yeah. I mean, you're gonna grow the Bowmaster X2 and take a couple more damage, but yeah, you're definitely under the gun. Okay, well, we found a large creature, but that
Not
one's
quite.
not great. Don't exactly want to breach that one. So now here, if you're in Seth's position, presumably you. Okay, I'm trying to think. Well, I was gonna say maybe you can set up a spot where you go land Shieldred, draw a bunch off Necro, and maybe there's this world where you can actually survive. I guess probably not Ulamog. Well, would it be Annihilator 7, which you would have 8 permanents, so you could sack everything but the Shieldred, I guess.
That'd be sick.
And then same thing with Emrakul. I guess Emrakul would let you keep 2 permanents, so you'd probably keep the Necro and the Shieldred. But at 17, are we gonna see are we gonna see
The
defensive through the
defense.
breach?
That's hilarious. I was gonna ask this actually. uh,
It's funny. I mean, it buys you a little bit of life. It kind of makes sense. You have a backup copy anyways.
yeah. Yeah. Also, Seth's or Martin doesn't know about shield either, but you know, this still lets you use your ring a little more. Martin just on all in on the ring at this point.
Right. Yep. Choosing to block the Bowmaster, that makes a lot of sense. Take a little bit more damage, but want to make sure that Bowmaster is off the table for the one ring. But yeah, little does Martin know, in Martin's head, this is like, oh, I get to get the Bowmaster off the battlefield. Everything is good. Everything's looking good.
Yeah.
But Shieldred's gonna foil those plans a little bit.
Gix failed, but she will not. That's a flavor text.
Did Gix
Right.
really fail?
Yeah, according to her.
Who's to say? And interestingly enough, Seth does sacrifice the 4/4 orc token to be able to hold up a mana. Presumably wants to have the ability to cast March of Wretched Sorrow, would be my guess.
Interesting.
Love it. Look at these Shieldred triggers.
Wow.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
don't have soul spikes, we can just win the game, don't we? There's one.
Yeah. 3 soul spikes. I think I only see one though.
Yeah, I see one right now. Yeah, we'll see one.
It's not quite enough to. Oh no, there's 2.
Yep.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
big hand.
hiding
Big
all the way
hand.
at the end.
Yeah. Wait,
So,
does two soul spikes stop him from activating the ring?
oh, actually, it is lethal, right? Because it's
Yeah.
go spike.
So it
The
takes
spike put you
2.
to 3, then the ring plus Shieldred kills you.
2 or 2 is 2. Yeah, so 2's lethal.
Yeah. So it is lethal.
Yeah.
Forgot about the ring damage. That is going to be game number 1, going
Crazy.
to Seth.
That card is unplayable. Now it's like one of the best cards in the deck.
Soul Spike? Yeah.
Yeah, soul spike.
Classic Cold Snap rares.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
also,
man.
I think, like somewhere between $75 and $80.
Now it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, out of control. All right, there you go. So Seth taking game number 1 over Martin. I mean, it really came down to the discard spell, taking out that Myco spawn. I guess the Myco spawn didn't matter too much, but really what that came down to was Martin not being able to find a large creature. Now, as far as sideboards are concerned, looking at Martin's side of things, me, there's not really a ton here. I mean, I
No.
guess you could go to something like World Breaker to maybe pull up a copy of the One Ring or Necro, but that's kind of expensive. Past that, there's really not much. Maybe Dismember for Shieldred.
That's it. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, maybe just for shoulder, but that's it. I think Seth gains a lot more here. He gains sinkholes and more discard, and maybe I was wrong. That seems pretty well positioned after sideboard.
Yeah. I think as far as game 1 is concerned, on average, I think I would take Martin's side of things, but Seth certainly improves a lot more than Martin does. And Seth has a lot of, as you can see, a lot of like sort of mediocre cards game 1, fatal pushes,
Yeah.
marches, those cards don't really do much here. So getting to upgrade those cards to, like you said, the Stone Rains and more Voidwalkers, more discard, seems like Seth improves massively in the post board games.
Yeah, it's a night and day. I'm not even sure what Martin can bring in. Like, Causes the turn sucks, but like, and his whole board kind of sucks against.
Yeah,
I guess
not
the
a lot
character is
here.
better. You gotta cast it, I guess, and cast. I don't know. Pretty bad.
Kozilek's Return is reasonable at keeping Orcish Bowmasters off the battlefield, and if you're expecting Seth to bring in more of those Voidwalkers too, so that it's like Voidwalker plus Bowmaster. I could
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. I think it's better than Dismember just because you can also like on the off chance you do cast the 7-drop Devour Destiny, you will still trigger it and kill everything else, kill the shielders and everything else as well. So because flashback does 5, right? I believe.
Yes. Yep. Flashback. The flashback key return deals 5. All right. We are ready to go back to game number 2. Again, Seth winning game number 1. Presumably, Martin will be on the play. And
Oof.
on the play, not where you want to be with Gemstone Caverns. And that being said, no colored mana here for Martin. And both these hands do not look very
Well,
good.
oh, Martin the play, yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
that Gemstone is like garbage.
Oh, on the draw, this is probably a snap keep.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's
I don't
definitely
know.
yeah,
Yeah. I wonder if Martin's thinking about keeping it just because of how much discard there is. No, okay, we do
this is
mulligan.
so much better. This is much
Oh
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is exactly what you want from Martin's side of things. You got the Devourer to find, I mean, basically whatever. What
Mhm.
exactly would you be looking for with the Devourer here?
Um, it depends. It depends what we ship back. If we ship back Devourer, then we're not looking for Labyrinth. If we ship back, this really depends what we. Even the One Ring, I feel like is safe. I
I
think
think I like
now we look good.
I think I like coming back the second Devourer because they are kind of awkward in multiples where you like if you find a good card, the second one, if you find a good card in the first one, the second one doesn't do as much.
Oh
So
yeah.
the second one's much better if you're looking for a very specific card. But I think the way that Martin's hand is, I don't know if he's like here, for example, do you top the breach? Probably, even though you don't have the creature for it, just because you do have a lot of hits for it, but
Yeah.
this is interesting. I almost wonder if you just put nothing on top. Is that crazy?
No, I was gonna say that actually. I think it's nothing. I think I put nothing on top. Um,
I think the way that when I saw his mouse go over, I think he might have actually put Kozilek's Return on top, which
yeah, that's
is
what I thought. That's what I
interesting.
saw too. That's I don't know to pick, but Martin just played this deck way more than I have. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder maybe if he's afraid of a start from Seth that involves something with Orcish Bowmasters and Dothy Voidwalkers, so more of those
yeah, that's
sideboard
probably what it
cards that
is.
we talked about. Yeah.
It's probably a fear of the Voidwalker and then like Bossies and then casting a big spell
And it kind of
or
makes
with One
sense too
Ring.
if your plan is the One Ring, then having the Kozilek's Return to get rid of Bowmasters that does make a lot of sense.
But I feel like it's just so hard to have a plan after after game one. Like I think the plan is just hey, dive lands because my hand's probably not going to exist after turn 1, turn 2, whatever.
Right. Yeah, and Seth's
Because
hand is brutal. We get to go take the
yeah,
One Ring next turn, Stone Rainier Labyrinth.
it's gross. It's not only just destroying a soul land, it's also getting another card. It's like kill a land, kill a soul land, and have miscard a card.
Right.
Brutal.
Now, fortunately for Juza, I believe he's going to be able to hold the Labyrinth next turn because we know his top card is Kozilek's Return. And if that's the top card, then we could just hold up the Labyrinth, gets Break the Ice, we pick it up in response, and maybe that's fine. But still pretty brutal here. All right, so we see Martin pick up the Kozilek's Return that we knew about. He's going to hold that up. But little does Martin know that Ugin's Labyrinth is about to be put into the graveyard. And the Necro follow-up.
Ooh,
Everything is coming up Seth right now.
I mean that's how you become a pro.
Yeah.
This is the best way to become a pro right here.
Trying to think of the silver lining here from Martin. I mean, I guess at this point you want to find a land to be able to cast the Myco Spawn. Okay, that is good if you can find another copy of Ugin's Labyrinth.
He probably wish he kept the Cavern Souls now, because I think Seth was, or Martin was wondering if we should keep the Cavern Souls or the character, and I think he was hovering between the two for a little while. Necro is brutal here, though.
Right. Yeah, the Necro is so brutal because that's almost certainly going to find Seth, land 4, maybe find a Shieldred as well. And did find
more.
land 4, more Break the Isis.
Yeah.
Boy. This one is not pretty, folks. Well, unless you're a Seth Manfield fan, then it's pretty, but. And we didn't draw the land. I guess we can make a spawn and scry. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like carry turn, make one guy, scry one, draw one. I think you kind of have to.
Yeah, and then I think best case scenario, Martin finds the labyrinth. It's weird though. Now, obviously, Martin doesn't know that Seth has the second copy of Break the Ice, but if you find the labyrinth off the Kozilek's command, would you ever consider not playing it and just holding it for next turn to play around Break the Ice? I'm not sure if Martin has the luxury of doing that.
I don't think I would. I personally don't think I would. Just because like I have no mana.
Yeah.
Because and then also if he blows up a land, I still need to top back another one so I can cast the Myco Spawn.
Right. Then any land would still allow the One Ring to be cast, so it's fine.
And you also have you also have the spawn itself as well left over, which helps.
Okay.
This is good. So now if we get broken the ice, any land now will just help us cast the ring at least, or even
Yep. So Temple there for Martin. So now if Seth goes Break the Ice on Temple, we have 3 mana towards the ring. Any land would allow us to do that. And Seth, I mean, as of right now, doesn't have any good leftovers, but with that Necro in play, probably going to find something good.
I think he bored out all the pushes and stuff, but I think I would soul spike that token if I drew soul spike.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he boarded out the pushes and the marches, so he was maybe drawing towards Bowmaster and Soul Spike.
Yep.
Bowmaster would have been a blowout there.
Oh yeah.
Just finds more Necros and rings. Not exactly what Seth is looking for. I mean, this is really the entire game right here. Does Martin draw lands? I think if he doesn't, Kozilek's command.
I mean,
guess we can run it back.
Yeah, I mean, it gives it's more mana. It's 2 more spawns.
Yeah,
or I guess 1 more spawn, and then hopefully land. I think you gotta do it.
Yeah, you definitely have. I mean, I guess the other line is Myco Spawn. Maybe you could go Myco Spawn for Labyrinth Pitch Devourer.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I guess you're right. You could do that. But yeah.
Looks like we're like the mana though. Kozilek's command instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Kozilek's command is it gets you the spawn and can find you with lands, so it gives you access to even more mana on the following turns. I think I agree with you. I like this.
Yeah, I like that too. Especially if he hits land. If it's a land here, it's great. Or if he like scries like a land and another ring, that'd be juicy.
Yeah. Or even, I'm trying to think. I guess it can't really be Breach plus large creature because you only have 4 mana since the Temple does not cast the Breach. Okay, draws an Allah's Dust. My guess would be it was a bottom because I can't imagine he would want to draw that here.
I agree with you.
So he's not able to find a land. So Seth is looking to maybe line up a copy of the One Ring here. It's kind of funny when you have both the One Ring and Necro in play. There's sort of like this weird tension of you can't tap the ring too many times because you want to go low with Necro, but then you can't use the Necro. It's like there's this weird balance between the two, and it's kind of interesting. I played a little bit with the mono black deck, and that's come up a couple of times.
That is interesting. Ooh, that was a great ring draw. Man.
Oh yeah. I thought he's presumably going to take this ring.
Yeah.
And then we're leaving Martin with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana towards Eldrazi. So if Martin can find a Temple or a Labyrinth, assuming the ring gets taken, we could slam that Devourer to exile the Necro, which is something at least.
Yeah, at this point, do you like do you do that though? Like the one in play, I feel like killing Necro like just might help them.
Oh, you're saying just leave the Necro in play?
Yeah, because at this point it's like
Maybe.
he has the ring and the Necro, so it's like
I
we'll just play
actually don't.
Necro.
I actually don't know the answer to this question, so I'm going to look it up. I don't know if Devourer is a May. I think it's not a May. I'm just going to look it up real quick.
No, it's not a May because one time I cast it and had to kill my own thing. I think.
Right. And that is the only colored permanent in play. So, now
Yeah.
Martin draw the soul land anyways, but we can still kick the Myco spawn. That's
I
something.
like that. I like that. Yeah.
Basically, you're trading the 2 spawn tokens to get a soul land, so you're breaking even on mana, but you're putting a 3/3 into play. And with Seth at 4 life, like that 3/3 might just kill Seth.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Has some potential too.
And the question is, which land do you take out? Is the tower or the castle? Presumably the tower, because with Seth so low on life, he's not going to be really using that castle ever.
Yeah. One use and he's just dead. So. Wow. What a crazy game.
This has been insane, right? We thought we at the beginning of this game
Oh my
thought there
God.
was no chance that Seth could lose. He had the Stone Rain, he had
Yeah.
Necro on turn 3, and I don't know, just Necroed a couple of times, drew a couple of bricks, like some more Necros and more One Rings, and
Here's
Martin's
a 4
just kind of
3/3.
like, here's my yeah, exactly. Here's my 3/3.
Oh God, that's funny.
So it feels like Seth is playing Vintage, Martin's playing Bloomborough Limited.
Oh, maybe my okay. Well,
Thoughtseize Voidwalker, I don't think that does it. I mean, in order to survive, I think you have to fell the Profane.
you can't. Oh man, yeah, you can't even Thoughtseize because of you're
Right.
You got 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
you got to
theoretically you could, where if you Thoughtseize go to 1, like you have to
then
get
play
really
the One
lucky,
Ring.
obviously. Right. Well, you could go Thoughtseize, go to 1. Yeah, you could play the ring. Or you
have
could
to, right?
just hope to get really lucky and then upkeep with the ring
Oh, I
trigger,
see. Soul
draw and find
Spike.
Soul Spike. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I see. I see where you're going with this.
But if you wanted the Thoughtseize, it's probably safer to just go Thoughtseize plus ring.
I
So
think
we'll
you're
see
right
what
though. I think
Seth
you're
does.
first. Occam's Razor, right? Just kill the 3/3. This is
Yeah, you
rough though,
just
man.
go.
Seth is like, he's dying.
This is such a weird game. I feel like Seth
Yeah.
has just had 7 cards in his hand the whole game. Martin got Stone Rain 4 times, or it felt like only twice, but it felt like 4 times.
Yeah, because the
And
soul
this
lands.
is where we are. This is such a weird game.
It's wild. It's fun though. It's fun. It's a fun match.
Yeah, this is a crazy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the other issue with Thoughtseize plus the ring is you can't tap the ring. I mean, I guess you could tap the ring on your turn and just go Martin's end step, tap it, untap, upkeep trigger, and then still try to find the soul spikes. So, because
Yeah.
I think if you're in Seth's spot, you probably realize that you're not going to win this game unless you find a copy or 2 of Soul Spike.
You had to find soul spike. Yeah. Yeah.
Really tough turn though.
Yeah.
All right, we're letting up some mana. Looks like okay, we are going to fire off the Fell the Profane.
Yeah. You have to. I think. Yeah.
That.
Play the.
And might as well play the Inquisition. Oh, unless he's thinking about going the Thoughtseize route. Okay, I see.
There's no way. There's no way. I mean, he bored out too, didn't he?
Soul Spikes?
Yeah, I don't know.
I actually didn't. I didn't see if he boarded out Soul Spikes.
Maybe not. Maybe. I hope not.
Ooh.
All right. Well, we're at 20 life. We have the One Ring now, so that is.
Yeah. I think I like Martin's ring a lot better than Seth's ring, given the life totals.
I mean, also looks really pretty. It's a pretty ring.
Have you seen the poster one? Are you a fan of the poster?
I've seen the no. I've seen the really ugly one from the Secret Lair.
I think that maybe that's the one I was talking about.
Oh yeah, that one's
one that you can't even.
No.
It doesn't look like a Magic card.
No, it hurts my eyes to look at it. Yes, we're wondering now. Oh man, we didn't draw. Soul Spike.
No Soul Spike. No, well, the marches I think were boarded out, so no Soul Spike marches.
Yeah.
I guess the good news, if you're Seth, is you found. He's gonna go for Voidwalker instead. It looks like. I guess the question is, do you Voidwalker or do you hold up Bowmasters?
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna hold up Masters. I think I like that better, just
Me
because
too.
it's unlikely for the Dante Voidwalker to matter too much, because you can't cast Thoughtseize at 1 life, and the 3/2 body doesn't really mean that much with Martin so high on, Martin basically at 20 life. So I think it's better to potentially better to hold the Bowmasters here. But yeah, Seth really has to find that Soul Spike next turn.
Yeah, I mean, he has one draw step. He has one draw if he wants to draw, but it risks. He needs to try to win with his hand. Honestly, he needs to try to win with what he has. I don't think he can. Yeah, he can't. So
Yeah, just kind of locked out of his own draw step. It would have been really funny that one turn if Martin did draw the Soul Land to see if he even like if he the turn he would have had 7 mana if he even cast the Devourer, because I know we had that conversation earlier. It's like, do you even want to remove the Necro from Seth's side? It's it's actively hurting Seth, and I think that
yeah,
interesting that Necro is basically just gonna kind of just
lock
close
him.
out the game for Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, lock him out. I mean, yeah. Now it looks like Martin can't lose. So oh, wild. To be
Even
fair
as
though,
close.
I didn't think Seth would not draw 0 Soul Spikes in half his deck. So
Yeah. Seth has drawn a lot of extra card this game, and none of them have been particularly relevant.
oh wait,
Well,
nope. Oh wait, you're fine. You're
as
fine.
a matter of fact, we have finally
Well,
drawn a relevant card.
yeah, but
Is it too
Martin
late?
has the Devour of Destiny. So
Yeah, I think it might be too late.
yeah, because you wanna Shieldred and then untap, then use the ring again.
Wow. Insane game. I think
Wow.
if that Shieldred came off the top basically any turn before
Hey,
that
he got
literal
a Soul
last
Spike.
turn. Oh, he did
I
get
mean,
a spike. Okay.
yeah, he immediately brought it back in now though. But
After the way that game played out.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think I don't think you can cut all you can cut Marchers and Soul Spike. You need the can't lock yourself out.
Right. Yeah, you just get to so many spots like that where your deck does pay a lot of life. You have Thoughtseize, the One Ring, Necrodominance. There's even the Bolt lands too, right? Like this deck is playing 4 Trawler and 4 Fel the Profane, so you deal
Mhm.
yourself a ton of damage.
Interesting. And then we have Martin brought in dismembers now.
I wonder if it's a play draw kind of thing. Or Martin maybe feels like on when he's in the play, he doesn't need the extra interaction as much. He can just kind of like do his own thing. But
Yeah,
maybe on the draw, wants more copies.
maybe on the play he wants to focus on his combo, and on the draw
Yeah.
he's like, you know what, I have to kill the Dothy Voidwalker and the Budmaster, and Shieldred, and whatever else.
Seth's hand looks pretty good. No discard spells, no turn 1 play, but Break the Ice plus Dothy Voidwalker and a couple lands. Seems, I mean, definitely on the low end of on average, probably on the low end of Seth's hands. And then as far as Martin is concerned, Cantrip, Devour, One Ring, Emrakul seems fine.
I would take a mulligan. No, actually, he's a Devour. Never mind, he had his Devour. If he had Devour, out of mulligan, but he has Devour.
What do you think about
That's
Seth's hand?
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you have one Break the Ice. I think I'd mulligan that hand, honestly.
Feels
But
pretty
I don't,
land heavy to me.
yeah, and it's like you don't have your deck has a bunch of discard. It just seems risky. All right, so we see his destiny. He's gonna want that through the breach.
Finally might get to see through the Breach Emrakul here. And Martin's hand is kind of set up pretty well for it, especially if this Ancient Stirrings can find a copy of Ugin's Labyrinth. I guess Talisman would also kind of work. Well, there it is.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, slamming that Ugin's Labyrinth. And then you can go turn 3 the One Ring. Well, I was going to say turn 3 the One Ring, but you're probably going to get Stone Rained on turn 3. So we see a Dothy Void. Oh, can you imagine?
Oh my, no, I can't.
Oh
Oh
no,
my
you
god.
you know what I'm gonna say, right?
I know. Oh no, I can't imagine. That would hurt me.
So
That would hurt me.
it's actually very
Oh.
interesting
That's
Okay,
so
Martin's
smart.
actually going to go with the
That's so
growth here.
smart. Yeah.
Because
That's
I was
smart.
going to
Yeah.
say it was potentially.
Oh my god!
He actually
He drew it. He drew it.
it. No
Oh,
way.
that's not fair.
We are going to see an Emrakul. I wish I had
Mm.
like an image of the Calcano. I don't know if you remember that. Those the modern Pro Tour with Calcano. Basically, the same thing happened. Jake Beardsley had a Voidwalker, and he thought he's Calcano, and Calcano just like kind of threw the Ulamog at him. This is
Oh,
we are
God.
we are witnessing Emrakul the Eon's Torrent being hardcast. Not exactly the way that Juza drew it.
On turn 3. Better than show and tell. Better than show and tell.
Oh
Oof.
my goodness. Yeah, not a lot you can do about that if you're in Martin's side. You just
Yeah,
gotta shrug.
it's not. It's not even. Yeah, it's not a. Stay and play. It's not going away in turn. And
Oh
by the
my
way, Stone Rain, just for yeah.
Just in case the Emrakul wasn't enough, also kill your land.
Jesus.
Well, that was
Brutal.
Seth Manfield taking it down in some pretty convincing games. Wild,
I feel
wild
bad
match.
for him.